Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of your OGR what the hell happened last night, ladies and gentlemen? Did we ever have a goal scoring fest of no defense and no goaltending apparently last night, as the Edmonton Oilers got beat by the Flames 9-6. Also, nice, I love the 6-9 in that score, but honestly, this game was just an absolute abomination from both ends. The Flames, I'm not giving them any rest either. They played amazing without a doubt, but allowing, 6 goals against on a night where you're absolutely destroying the team is just embarrassing to say the least. So both teams are walking away embarrassed in this game, but of course one team is walking away a little happy, and that is the Flames, because they won this game where the Edmonton Oilers were playing absolutely embarrassing, where our best defenseman in Darnell Nurse was an absolute fucking joke, and he continued to puck watch all night like he was just like, oh, there's the puck, oh, what is he gonna do? Oh shit, I'm just gonna stand here and watch it slowly move towards the puck. That's the entire fucking night for Darnell Nurse. He was in slow motion, just like, oh, I'm just gonna slowly move. Oh, it's in the back of the net. Well, now what can you do? And then he would do that every single damn time. And Draisaitl handed the puck to Tkachuk a few times. Kane just handed the puck to Brett Ritchie. We got peppered by the fourth fucking line, which was Lucic, Lewis, and Ritchie, and we got absolutely pummeled by that line. I am so flabbergasted by the way that we played in this entire game. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. I was expecting this team to do a little bit better, and especially in my preview where I said the Oilers were going to win in this series, where I really wanted to believe in this team, and this team sucked the belief right out of my soul. It's just like they just reached into my fucking mouth and just ripped the soul right out of me, and they're like, yeah, believe, Peyton? Yeah, believe, buddy? Oh, no, you don't deserve belief. You don't deserve any belief at all. Just fucking, we're just gonna rip that shit right out of you. We're just gonna suck the soul right out of your heart. And I'm just like, all right, yeah, cool. Awesome, man. Great job, guys. Keep going, boys. Yeah, awesome. But before we get into this gong show of a game where I gotta talk about 15 goals, I'd like to just say, if you are new to the channel, make sure to slap that subscribe button and hit that like button as well, as we're super close to 1K, so it'll be very much appreciated if you do so. Very much appreciated, boys. So, well, let's get into this gong show of a game. Now, if I do forget, I might have to watch over a quick video of what happened with these goals, because, to say the least, there was a lot of goals to talk about and a lot of goals to dissect. Oh, God, I'm not pumped about this one. So, the very first goal was scored by Elias Lindholm, who got his 4th goal of the season. And now, these first 2 goals all happened in the first minute of the game. This reminded me very reminiscent of the Tippett era, but the very first goal happened to be against the Duncan Keith, Evan Bouchard pairing. Bouchard made a really bad pinch going up against Johnny Gaudreau. Didn't contest him, didn't do anything, and that's a big thing. If you pinch, you have to get your stick, you have to just interrupt Gaudreau or some way, shape, or form, not just like come in and then just, hover around, kind of cut towards Gaudreau, pressure him just a little bit, but don't touch him. If you're gonna pinch, you have to get that stick lift. You have to do something to be able to disrupt the play, because if you're not doing anything and you're pinching and you're not touching the player, you're just putting yourself out of position and giving the Flames an opportunity, which evidently did happen. Of course, Evan Bouchard and Keith both pinched, and I think maybe one of them tipped it right into the back of the net. I'm not too sure. When I watched over the replay, it didn't look like it. Went right into the back of the net, and the Flames go up 1-0. And then once again, I think this was a play where Nurse and CC were out there, and we couldn't win a puck battle. Nurse and CC just continued to puck watch, like, oh, he has the puck. Oh shit! Oh, it's front of the net. Oh no, it's in the back of the net. I'm just standing here doing nothing. No, yeah, fucking useless cunts, man. Useless, man. We're absolutely just useless throughout this entire night. We're gonna get into that pairing much later on, but they were puck watching. Mangiapane got set up right in front of the net and put it into the back of the net for the Flames to go up 2-0. And then Brett Ritchie got his first goal of the playoffs. Oh my God, did we just let Brett Ritchie score a goal? Oh my God, guess who gave him the puck? Evander Kane. I just don't understand what was Kane's thinking. Duncan Keith was over here. Kane was going to make a pass. Brett Ritchie just totally demolished Kane, stick lifted him, pushed him off the puck, and Kane was trying to make a pass, And I don't understand what Kane was doing. Like, make a simple pass. Maybe just send it off the boards. Maybe Keith, go behind the net. Maybe just regroup here. You know, like, I don't understand that pass. It was a meathead. And without a doubt, Smith should have had that one, and he didn't. And that's where we yanked Mike Smith after that in the first 6 minutes of the game, and we threw Mikko Koskinen in the back of the net. But then Connor McDavid tied the game, or not tied the game up, but gave us our first goal of the game. It was a beautiful one, too. He just, like, slid right in front of the zone, stick-handled, waited. Markstrom had an open slot through the 5-hole, and he slid right through the 5-hole to get his 5th goal of the playoffs as well. But then heading into the second period, we allowed Blake Coleman to get 2 goals in this one, and I don't even remember because guess what? There was 9 fucking goals scored by the Flames, so every damn time, it's just ridiculous after ridiculous. This was, of course, another goal that was scored against the Nurse and CC line where they continued to just lose puck battles and continued to stand around with their dicks in their hand, apparently. They were absolutely just doing nothing. And then the second goal scored by Blake Coleman once again was a play where the Lewis line was able to outskate Duncan Keith because Duncan Keith is a slow ass and wasn't able to get a handle of the puck. Lewis was able to, you know, circle it around. We continued to puck watch once again, and the Flames go up 5-1. And you're going to be hearing me say that a lot. And what I meant by puck watching is where a player just stands there and watch the puck go around. When you play defense, you're supposed to, you know, try to predict what's going on. But the Oilers were not able to do that. They weren't able to predict what was going on. They basically just stood there like this and just stood there circling around. That's all they did. They just stood there with their sticks in their fucking hand, with their dicks in their hand. They just stood around like this the entire fucking game, not doing a single thing. And that is a big thing. When you're playing defense, you want to be able to predict. You know, even when the Tkachuk works, we're going to get into that power play goal much later on. Nurse should have been all over Tkachuk. But guess what Nurse was doing? Tkachuk was here, Nurse was here, and Nurse was just watching. Nurse was just watching. That's all he was doing. And in a play like that, you need to be all over Tkachuk. Tkachuk is the best guy in front of the net. He loves tight areas, and he will fucking be all over you. And the big thing for Nurse is you have to tie up Tkachuk. You have to be all over that guy. You cannot give him a rest, because once you give him that little bit of a breathing room, he takes that opportunity, which is the reason why they scored that power play goal. But we'll be getting into that goal right after Evan Bouchard's first. I think this is his first career playoff goal as well, which is kind of overshadowed because of the fact that we played like embarrassing. But this was Evan Bouchard's very first playoff goal of his career, which is absolutely amazing to see. It was a beautiful pass by Connor McDavid, setting up Bouchard for a absolute howitzer of a shot, sending it past Markstrom. But do not worry, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Kassian took a dumb roughing penalty and you know, continued to play up on the top line. To note, I don't know why. I thought that was really dumb by Woodcroft. I love Woodcroft and what he's done for the team, but that was a really dumb meathead move. You do not throw Kassian alongside a Draisaitl and McDavid, even if it's a grit attitude thing. You don't. You simply don't. You could take the number. If a player bullies McDavid, you take his number and you go beat the ever-living hell out of him in the next game. But to be honest with you, you want to win. That's how you know, give it back to the Flames. You don't go out there beating people up. You go out there and win the game, because that is the biggest thing. If you win the game, then you have that talking point and be like, hey, we beat you guys. But no, apparently not. We wanted to be a bunch of meatheads. And yeah, like the Tkachuk goal I was talking about that he scored on the power play on Zach Kassian's dumbass penalty. Darnell Nurse was just standing there letting Tkachuk just bat it right into the front of the net. So Darnell Nurse was an abomination. I cannot believe we're paying this man $9 million for just standing around, absolutely doing nothing. But do not worry. The Edmonton Oilers were somehow able to climb back into this game, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Hyman got his third goal of the season. Now, there was 2 goals. I know this was either the snipe that he scored. I think this was. I'm trying to find it now. But I think this was the Zach Hyman. Yeah, nice move. Yeah, he cut right back and right through like Michael Stone's like legs, and he was able to make a beautiful sniper into the back of the net. And then the second one that he scored to put us up 4 goals in the game, down by 2. Zach Hyman scored his 4th goal of the playoffs. He made a beautiful move right behind the net. He was going night, and then he went around, and then he just kind of made a pivot and just sniped it right into the back of the net to get us within 2. And then right after that, Leon Draisaitl with a beautiful snipe snipe, and this was a beautiful block up by McDavid. They dashed on into a breakaway, basically a 2-on-0, and McDavid set up Draisaitl for a beautiful pass, and then he sniped it right in the back of the net to put us down within 1. And then getting into the third period, the Oilers tied it up. We put the game tied up at 6. Somehow I could not believe this was actually happening, because the Oilers, we weren't playing very good. We played like ass throughout this entire game, but Markstrom was not making the saves, and also the Flames weren't playing very well defensively. But we were able to get one. Yamamoto got a big one, tied it up. McDavid made a beautiful move towards the net, and Yamamoto picked up the sloppy seconds, burying into the back of the net to give the Edmonton Oilers that tie game. But then, you know, we crashed hardcore. We crashed hardcore, and we just stopped playing defense again. We continued to puck watch. We lost battles. Nurse pinched down below, and then he slowly like, oh, Anderson has the puck. No, and it's the back in the net. Darnell Nurse was slow motion the entire game, being sloppy and fucking lazy. And Anderson was able to bear into the back of the net to get the Flames that 7-6 lead. And then Tkachuk right after that, which was weird because it looked like an offside without a doubt, but they didn't review it at all. And this was also weird play. People were complaining about this one, but apparently there's a rule where if you go and if Tkachuk had a coincidental penalty with Kane, but you're allowed to choose who you want to come out of the box, which I think is just an absolute scuffed rule. I think since Shillington went to the box, Shillington should be the one that comes out. But anyways, it's a rule that you could pick whoever wants to come out of the box. Of course, Tkachuk came out of the box and was able to score a goal for the Flames. And then he buried another one to give himself a hattie against the Edmonton Oilers. And yeah, that was a lot to talk about. That really was a whole lot of crap to talk about. And we're still not done here, ladies and gentlemen. We are still not done, because we had to dissect every living breed of player and lineup combinations that this team did. So we're going to talk about complaints. There's not a lot of positives to talk about, but we will begin a little bit of the positives. We're talking about the lineup combinations. Woodcroft threw in the blender, and a lot of his combinations were dumb. The first one that I want to talk about is McDavid, Draisaitl, Kassian. Simply, we do not throw Kassian up on the top line. Simply. Put it as that. Kassian's not a top line guy, and he does not work alongside Draisaitl and McDavid. You can say, yeah, they scored a goal with that line, but Kassian did nothing for that line but take a dumbass penalty. So honestly, I don't want to see Kassian up on that top line. He doesn't deserve to be on that top line. And why are we not playing Puljujarvi up on that top line? Or, you know, Hyman, Nuge, and Puljujarvi, which I thought was one of the better lines, or Nuge, Hyman, Yamamoto. And we need to stop fucking combining Nuge with Archibald. Archibald is the most horrible player. He had the worst fucking night. He didn't do a single thing out there, and we continue to play Archibald out there. Thank goodness he got less ice time throughout this game and was the most least played forward throughout the entire night, because he was abomination. He didn't do jack shit out there. I don't care. Yeah, the Flames team is going to beat us up, but we actually need skilled players out there that can actually play fucking hockey. That is the thing. Archibald cannot play hockey. He was an absolute joke. Kassian does not deserve to be up on that top line, and we need to split Draisaitl and McDavid up, because apparently it didn't work, and the Flames know that. They know that if they play really hard defensively against that top line, it will not fucking work for us, and that is just evident. It was evident. Yeah, they were able to get points. McDavid popped off. You know, Draisaitl got a few opportunities, but they're going to play hard against that line, and I think splitting it up and being a little bit more diverse with this team, with this lineup, is going to work a lot more better than not doing that. It's simply put it as that. Some of the good lines, I mean, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Yamamoto had really good shifts, and I think they should play alongside of each other. They weren't amazing defensively, but they were not bad. Otherwise, there's a lot of combinations that we've seen throughout the night, and too much to talk about. We'll talk about some positives. Ryan McLeod had a really good night. I thought he was one of our better Oilers. He was all over the place, giving a lot of effort, playing really well defensively. Yamamoto also played really well for the team as well. He was pretty well defensively. McDavid had a bit of a rough night. Draisaitl didn't do that well either. Hyman was all over the place, but he didn't have a great night either. Puljujarvi had a few great chances, but wasn't amazing. I mean, a lot of our players weren't amazing. Simply put as that. Nobody was amazing in this game for the Edmonton Oilers. We didn't play all that well. Yeah, you can look at the score and say that we made a comeback, but even then, when we made that comeback, we still weren't playing very well, and we didn't deserve to be tied up. We deserved to be down 9-0 because of how bad we played throughout this entire game. It was an absolute joke. Jesus Christ, speak English. I've been talking, I think, way too much. Nurse and Cece, Nurse, please, step it the fuck up. You're making $9 million and you're looking like a fucking buffoon out there, man. You were legit puck watching the entire game. Play fucking defense. It's your job. And you were playing like you were a dumbass out there. You were an absolute joke. We're paying you $9 million, so act like a $9 million defenseman, please and thank you, because you were an absolute joke out there last night. Keith and Bouchard, they weren't a bad parent. I thought they were one of our best parents out of the entire night. Kulak and Barry, they weren't terrible either, but they weren't amazing for the Edmonton Oilers. But honestly, I think that's about it that I want to talk about. Goaltending-wise, Mike Smith had a rough night. Koskinen didn't have a great night either. Both of them had pretty rough nights. But, you know, I'm not even really blaming fully on the goalies because we really simply played a very, very bad defensive game. It was, from top to bottom, a piss-poor game for the Edmonton Oilers, and if we don't turn it around in the next game and we win the next game and actually bring our A game, we're not winning this fucking series. We're getting swept without a doubt if we continue to play like this, because what we played was absolutely embarrassing to the fans, to just about everyone. I had a lot of belief in this team to start off this series because, you know, I felt, you know, we didn't play that bad against the Flames throughout the year. I thought, you know, let's take it, let's see how it goes. I think this series will be a fun series, but, you know, they sucked all that fucking belief right out of me, and they got to really bring their A game into the next game to impress me if, you know, they want to win this series. Simply put as that, they got to pull out their best game, and we got to see from everyone. We got to see everyone kind of step up, because in that first period, McDavid had 80% of the Edmonton's expected goals. Of course, that toned down a little bit more throughout the game, where McDavid only had 24. Yeah, Moto had about 21, but we need to see a lot more people step up. And also, Cassian had 0 expected goals for this team last night, and he was playing up on the top line. So, Woodcroft, better combinations. Don't throw these idiots like Cassian and Archibald up in the top 6, because they do not work. They didn't work with Tippett. They're not going to work with you. So, stop trying it. But for now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. For into the next game, I think we got to, try Puljujärvi a little bit more up in the top 6. I thought he did quite well. Yamamoto needs to continue to play up in the top 6. I would even mind McLeod up in the top 6 a little bit, playing on the wing with Dry or something like that. And we also need to see the split up of McDavid and Dry as well. I think we need to see that as well. But for now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Adios, amigos.